Well, what's going on? Marvel fans, Deadpool fans, X-Men fans, MCU fans, Fantastic Four fans, all the fans out there. What's happening? Welcome back to the channel. I am D-Pool, and this is another edition of my life. For all you OG fans of DL, you recognize this hoodie. Yes, I had to bring it back for this occasion because we have a very special show for you guys tonight. In case you guys have been living under a rock, Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be released in theaters in a couple weeks. So we're going to go back and talk about the So we're going to go back and talk about the previous two Deadpool films leading up to Deadpool and Wolverine. So we're starting off with the original that came out in 2016, way back in 2016. The original Deadpool, starring Ryan Reynolds. And joining with me today, I have our friendly neighborhood hater from the Kingdom of Nerds channel. We have Brucifer.
Oh, sorry, wrong movie. What's going on? What's going on, Deadpool?
Yes, glad you could be here.
Thank you.
Yep, yes. Even though I think we'll have some differing opinions when it comes to this film,
To say the least.
to say the least. But that's why I wanted him on here because I did want to hear his perspective on it. We have a couple other people that's supposed to be here, but of course they're late. Get your butt over here. But yeah, they'll probably straddle in at some point. But and yes, I'm going to do the entire stream in this mask. For those of you who are wondering, yes, I'm going to actually try and do the review in this mask the entire time. It's already pretty warm in here. I have the air conditioning on in the background, so I won't die. So we'll see how long if this will last with me with the mask on. Um, let's see. Let's put some music on. Let's put some music on. Nope, not that one.
Don't you hate when panelists show up late?
Oh man, can't stand it. Can't stand it. I also invited Max. You know how he is. I didn't figure he was gonna come on time. You know how it goes.
Max who?
The Madman.
The Madman.
The Madman.
You
But
know the
yeah.
guy in the mask. He really scares me. Why am I repeating his opening?
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off your mask, but I'll take off your mask, brother.
Wow.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
I'm just like everybody else. I'm screaming for my garage or Full House or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the
Whatever he said.
pet house in New York. Whatever. But enough of those shenanigans. Let's get into the original Deadpool. And as always, we have to remind the viewers out there, if you can't read, this is a spoiler-filled discussion. This movie came out years ago, and it's probably one of the biggest comic book films of all time. If you haven't seen Deadpool, what are you doing with your life? Your parents have failed you. You need to go on Disney Plus and watch Deadpool.
But you're not really missing much.
Okay, you. I had enough of you. I had enough. You. Anyway, you have been warned. Okay. So, I guess we got to take this all the way back to the X-Men films.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, you guys that follow my channel, you guys know I'm a big X-Men guy. I love me some X-Men. When it came to the movies, not so much. Not the biggest fans of them. It has its cool moments here and there, but I felt like they completely missed what made the X-Men special as far as its uniqueness and the different characters and the different world building that X-Men have. Even like the cool costumes, the unique designs of all the characters. Those movies
You didn't like black leather?
No, and I would have preferred the yellow spandex. That's what I would have wanted. But Bryan Singer, didn't want anybody to read an X-Men comic book while they're making the film, which is such a shame. And then we had this little film come out called X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh,
Yeah, that and that was the first appearance of Deadpool in live action, technically, played by Ryan Reynolds. And I thought at the time, that's a good casting. Like I think that's a good choice for Deadpool, right? And then
no.
they did this shit.
Ah, 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 ah.
What? What is this? What is that? If you guys seen, I let you guys know, I did review the first two Deadpool movies a long time ago. They were non-spoilers, but I said back then, not only was X-Men Origins Wolverine one of the worst comic book films ever made, but they completely ruined Deadpool in that movie. Why would you sew his mouth shut? Why is there samurai swords coming out of his arms? What is going on right now? So yeah, a lot of people were very disappointed in that film. Um, when it comes to Deadpool as a character, I like him. We'll get to you in a minute. When we talk about Deadpool as a character, I think he's cool. Um, you know, I don't I didn't like love him, but I thought he was an enjoyable character. He was very unique when it came to like the other mutants and X-Men that we follow, and I love that he breaks the fourth wall and stuff like that. It makes him more of a unique character. I like when characters break the fourth wall sometimes. I like when She-Hulk does it. No, there's other characters that do that. I thought it was pretty cool. Has a very similar backstory with Wolverine too, as far as healing factor in the Weapon X program. So that stuff was great. Um, the only other exposure I've seen him in media wise outside of comics was he would make some appearances in animated shows like Ultimate Spider-Man and of course there's the video game of Deadpool that came out a few years ago that I think that's when people really started to um, know who Deadpool was. Um, so after the whole debacle with X-Men Origins Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds actually is very passionate about the Deadpool character, which I didn't even know. Um, so much so that I don't know if you remember this, but a long time ago on YouTube, there was this leaked test footage of CGI Deadpool fighting a bunch of goons on the highway with Ryan Reynolds doing the voiceover. And yeah, that video blew up. And it was the proper Deadpool. It wasn't his mouth shown. It was him in the proper red uniform like I'm wearing right now. And it's like Ryan Reynolds doing the voiceover, doing his quips, and while he's in the action sequence, doing a whole bunch of jokey stuff in there. It was very entertaining. It was a very cool test footage. It looked like a video game cutscene though, but it was a very entertaining video game cutscene. But that video blew up on YouTube. Everybody loved that footage, so much so that 20th Century Fox was like, huh, okay, people like this. People really like this. I guess we really messed up with our first attempt at Deadpool. Maybe we should redeem it. Let's give Ryan Reynolds and his team. Let's give them some money, not a lot of money. Let's give him some money, and let's see what he does with this Deadpool movie. Let's see if it's actually profitable. And that's how we got this movie. Ryan Reynolds had a lot of creative input when it came to this movie. He really wanted to get the character right. And also he wanted to I think this is also a redemption story for him because when it comes to him in comic book films, it has not been a good track record. Y'all remember Hannibal Caine in Blade Trinity?
Oh,
Oh yeah, that.
oh.
Yeah, that was something. And then of course he was casted as Hal Jordan in the 2011 Green Lantern movie, which not the most ideal casting, but I thought he was okay in it. But the movie overall was not very good, not very good. So not only did he want to get Deadpool right, but he also wanted to, you know, make this comic book character he's interpreting, make sure he's actually good, actually entertaining, and honestly, if a lot of people think that he's perfect casting for Deadpool because his personality matches so much for.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh, look at you! Oh, somebody actually decided to show up to work today. Blue Jay's here. What's up, dude?
Hey, I want to shoot,
Shoot,
baby,
baby, shoot, shoot,
shoot,
baby,
baby,
shoot,
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 baby.
baby.
I was so okay. I was busy. I was watching The Boys new episode, and then you rely. I was like, I can wait.
So you saw it? How do you feel about Spider Spooge?
Don't get me started on that. Okay.
I don't know what they're talking about because I have.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of glad you weren't watching the show, but it's a lot more R-rated than some things. But anyways,
Anyway,
so,
back to my thing. The director they got for this movie is Tim Miller, and this is his directorial debut. He goes on to direct Terminator Dark Fate. I think he's a really solid director, and I actually did enjoy Terminator Dark Fate. Come at me. But yeah, this was definitely a risk to getting a first-time director and Ryan Reynolds getting so much creative control with this character. Oh, would this actually go well, or would it go down south real quick? I don't know. Only time will tell. The marketing for this was probably some of the best marketing I've ever seen for a film, because they did a whole bunch of parodies and spoof posters, and like there was like a I forgot exactly what kind of posters they did, but I think they had a romantic comedy poster. I think they had like some sort of horror poster. Like, yeah, like he had a blast doing the marketing for this. I love the trailers and stuff for that. It was really, really good. It looked like it was going to be a lot more lively of an X-Men film than the ones we've gotten before. Have a little bit more personality, because like, I'm sorry, those X-Men films were just so dry and bland and meh and black leather. I couldn't stand it. But it looks like they're trying to embrace more of what X-Men is, closer to what it's supposed to be, even though it's going to be a little bit more of a sillier thing because it's Deadpool. But I was all for it. I was excited for this. This came out Valentine's Day, and they were pushing it like it was going to be like a date film, which was very
the best birthday movie I've ever had.
I bet. But anyway, going to see this in the theater with a bunch of parents that are being so irresponsible, taking their kids to see this hard R film. This movie's rated R, by the way, which I was so glad that they were doing this, because, you know, Deadpool in the comics is very violent. It gets very bloody. Now, I know Bruce is about to say, wait, there's a version of Deadpool where he wasn't as violent. That's very true, but let's be honest. The rated R version of Deadpool is more interesting. Let's cut spade to spade.
He's more appealing.
Yes. Wait, was that a pun?
On it, it wasn't a pun until you actually said it was.
I don't even know what the pun is referencing. Anyway, sitting down and watching this in the theater, what did I think about the first Deadpool? It's great. It's absolutely great. It's one of my favorite comic book films. Man, I'm so happy, man. Like, this really helped to reinvigorate the X-Men franchise for me, because I thought it was borderline dying. And Ryan Reynolds, you could tell he was very passionate about this film. He was very passionate about this character. And it feels like he not only is he a fan of Deadpool, but he actually appreciates the X-Men comics. And I was just so happy with this film. It felt so unique from the comic films we've been getting around that time. I love the comedy. I love the wit. I love the action. The action here is really, really good. Especially, Stop. Yes, there was action in here, and I was actually impressed with how much they were able to do with a $50 to $60 million budget. They didn't give this movie like a whole bunch of money, but they did what they could with the money that they were given. I thought Tim Miller did a really good job directing this film. This was a really good job for his directorial debut, and yeah, it's just I just love it, and it's not just about the action, and it's not just even about the fourth wall breaking and the comedy, which are both really great. But what I also loved about this film is
What?
that the story was actually really good. The characters were actually very compelling. I didn't expect such a heartfelt story for this movie. Like they actually weren't lying. This actually is a love story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the core of this film, it is a love story.
That's what
And I
made it so boring.
Okay, never mind.
Continue.
but yeah, I just was very surprised with like how much heart and how much, how good the story was. Now, is it anything like complex? Is it anything groundbreaking?
No.
No. It's simple, but it's effective. So, yeah, I adore this film. It's great. And it made me a bigger fan of Deadpool. Because I was like lukewarm about him beforehand. But this movie actually made me a really big fan of his. But those are my thoughts on the original Deadpool. We're skipping you, Bruce, you're going last. Blue
Okay.
Jay, let's
Ooh.
go with you. How did you feel about Deadpool 1?
Oh, I mean, so before I give my thoughts, I want to go through my,
Hold
my
on, before you
history.
do, someone else decided to come in and he's super freaking late. We got Max.
Oh, he's
Go,
wearing
sir.
the
Hey,
mask.
wear the mask. What
He's
the
wearing the
fuck?
mask. Yeah.
I'm here to recruit Deadpool.
I'm sorry, I cannot be bought. I cannot be owned unless you take me on a date. But
Oh,
no,
okay.
not
Oh.
doing that.
Okay.
I think somebody has something to say about that.
Ashley, how do you like his costume?
It's a hoodie.
Come in handy later.
Oh, she knows about this hoodie. She
Oh,
watched my
I don't want to know what you guys do with that costume. Mm-mm.
Hey,
No.
hey.
Yeah, don't think.
No.
Yeah, don't,
All I gotta
Nah,
say
dude.
is, through the zipper.
Oh, what?
All I know, I'm going to
Through the
church.
zipper.
I'm going to church on Sunday. I'm going to pray on it because you need Jesus.
I don't know where my other glasses went, which
Okay.
fit better on here.
Okay, so I want to go through my
I should have washed
little,
this mask
little
first.
history.
Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't have.
Now, like I said, I'm not that much of a comic book guy, but I know who Deadpool is. He's one of those characters that kind of stands out to me because he's more jokey. He's this fourth wall break, which I like about him. He has a thing with chimichangas, and there's always a joke where he looks like Spider-Man sometimes. There was an episode of Ultimate Spider-Man where he did appear, which is one of my favorite episodes. I mean, yeah, he didn't cuss and stuff, but it's just actually just funny. That was a funny episode, by the way. And also, I also have the Deadpool video game. This was a funny ass game. It was a fun game. So I've always liked Deadpool before the movie, and I know, him as freaking that whatever that shit he was in the origin movie. I was like that. I've always loved the jokes about him, but not that one. I'm like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But going into this, so fun fact, by the way, I've seen R-rated movies before this.
Mhm.
This was my first R-rated film in the theater.
Popped your cherry.
Yeah, it's a little weird because growing up, I was this goody two shoes kind of child, where I would go see G-rated PG and PG-13 movies, but never an R-rated movie. I don't know why. I have no idea. I was just weird. I was just this weird stigma growing up, and up until I was a teenager, I was like, I look back, I was like, man, I kind of missed out some movies growing up, because that's how much my mom was kind of cool raising me and stuff, because she don't care what I watch, really. She just knows that I'm just this goody two-shoes kid in terms of movies. So yeah, this was my first R-rated film in the theater, not in general, because that'd be freaking weird if I was 16 when the movie came out. So it would be freaking weird. Like, man, you missed out a lot of shit.
This is going to be a lot of people's first radar movie, especially when it gets to $3 billion.
Yeah,
Would that be crazy?
Right. But going into this movie, I was excited. I was gonna go see it regardless, and this came out on Valentine. Well, yeah, Valentine's Day,
Found out
my
that.
birthday. Almost every year in the row, it's been, it was Deadpool. Next year was Lego Batman. The next year was Black Panther. That was a treat. This one of the best birthday experiences of all time, and then after going to see it, my expectations were met. And this is one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. One of my favorites. I have it. Have this here. Got the Blu-ray. Got the second one. I even got the soundtrack of Deadpool 2. There you go. That's how much I.
Let beauty come out of ashes. We'll talk about it in the next.
Precious.
Yes.
Yeah. So man, I like Ryan Reynolds before. I haven't seen. I'm not as like exposed to much of his movies as much. I know about Green Lantern, R.I.P.D. There was the voice of that Turbo Snail in that one animated film. That one time that's how I knew who Ryan Reynolds was.
You remember him in Blade Trinity?
Yeah, I guess.
I
All I
want to
remember is that
rewatch Blade
Sharpay.
Trinity.
All I remember was that Sharpay.
Oh.
But man, this was one of my favorite movies ever, and I've watched it so many times. Have it on DVD, quoting a lot of stuff, playing a lot of songs, and he's just been one of my favorite Marvel characters of like ever. Like top three is Spider-Man, either Peter or Miles, whoever is Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Deadpool. Those are my top three favorite Marvel characters, and I've loved. What I like about this movie is that, like you mentioned, that it has a small budget of $58 million. Every time I look at that movie, it just looks a little expensive, especially with the use of Colossus. Like he looks great.
Woo! Colossus. Let me tell you something.
What?
I did not like Mini-Me Colossus in the original X-Men films. This motherfucker. This is Colossus, man. Look at him. Look how big he is.
It was bad CGI.
You stop it, sir.
Bad CGI.
I have the DVD, I have the Blu-ray right here. And I looked at the behind the scenes image and stuff. Like a lot of the stuff that they do, like there was a part where Gina Carano did the whole CGI fight. And yeah, it's like she's fighting nothing, but it's entertaining to watch. And then did you talk about how? Because I came in late. Did you talk about how this movie was like getting made, like how it got greenlit?
Oh yeah, the leaked.
Yeah, the test footage and stuff.
Footage,
like
yeah.
I couldn't believe a test footage leak got to here, and we got two movies. We got a sequel and the third one coming out. It's freaking insane. And then the fact that this movie came out, blew up as it did. It's never ceased to amaze me, and it just makes me so glad. I mean, I always make fun of fans sometimes. Look, no doubt.
I think we all do.
I make fun of fans sometimes. I poke fun at a lot of certain fans, but hey, I'm glad that the fans actually gave us this. Like, I would if we didn't get this, I don't know where I would be at. I'd be still talking about Transformers all the time. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just, this is one of my favorite movies, like from the last decade. One of my favorite comic movies of all time. Favorite Marvel movies in general, like outside of MCU, is one of my favorite Marvel films ever. So there's that.
All right, Max. Let's go to you, sir. What did you think about the first Deadpool?
I loved it. I love the vibe. Keep in mind, this is one of the first also like fan movement movies where they got the fandom involved. This is like pre-Snyder released the Snyder cut where
Unless
they
you bring
did
everything back to Snyder.
before Sonic 2, the Sonic where people like, oh, we don't like the way Sonic looks. Where fans demanded. I mean, it could have been a marketing thing, but as far as we know, Ryan Reynolds, his career wasn't on fire when they first made this movie. This was a resurgence for Ryan Reynolds and for Deadpool. He really hung on to it because he wanted to play it well, and then they did that test footage, and then they leaked the test footage, and then there was a huge high demand, and then it got fast tracked. I mean, at least that's what it appears from the outside. Was it actually like a plan for marketing? Potentially. But either way, it got the fan directly involved at how we're going to do Deadpool right. There was, I like the relationship with him and his girlfriend in the first one. The action is great. Comedy is very solid. Low budget too. It also had the director, I forget the director he went on to make. Tim Miller went on to make Terminator Dark Fate. But he had a bright future too. I don't know what's happened to him since, but it was a great movie for him as well. In rewatching Deadpool 2, I like it as well. I know we're not getting to that, but it was just such a great experience going there, supporting the film, because it was also not only that you were seeing a Deadpool film, it was all that baggage of Deadpool being misrepresented in movies for the longest time, and it was a resurgence for the character, for Ryan Reynolds, the director, great budget. And then it was also released on Valentine's Day, a date movie. I saw Ashley saying that too. That was also fun. Best marketing campaign I've ever seen, the first Deadpool. Now this one's really good too for the new one, but still, you didn't see anything like that with the great marketing. I think that's actually what missed the second one. I really like the second one, but the first one had some really amazing marketing. We're getting some of that with this new one. You know, we're getting some really cool marketing, but the marketing was just like off the charts.
Here's a little fun fact.
And I do like all the Gina Carano was in it. How can you go wrong with Gina Carano?
Before she got insane, right?
No, she was. I'm pretty sure she was insane then too. But yeah, in even what's his name that Ryan Reynolds, they don't like each other anymore. He was even funny in it.
TJ Miller?
TJ Miller. Yeah, he's like, I'll never work with Ryan Reynolds. I'm like, I don't think you have a choice, TJ Miller, but he was great in everyone was great in this. I loved it. I kind of like thought Deadpool 2 was kind of a letdown until I rewatched it. Now I love Deadpool 2 as well, and I cannot wait for the third one. One of my favorite superhero movies ever. It's just so much fun. So much fun. My wife, we dated. We always saw all these early comic book movies together. She has kind of been fatigued with some superhero, but not Deadpool. She's like, heck yeah, we're going to go see Deadpool. I actually just bought my ticket for Deadpool 3. I got it without her, but I'm going to see it again that weekend. I'm going to say, let's see it Sunday. I'm going to say to her, because it's going to be packed Thursday. Let me get in there quick, do the review, because I want to do more reviews on the channel, and in case people want to talk about it right away. And then I will see it with you at the theater in the recliner seats, because the seats she likes are going to be impossible to get day one. I'm going to the cheap theater to just get old seats. But yeah, I love this movie. I wish I would have rewatched it before the stream. I was planning, and when you said do this, I was like, oh, even we're doing the Deadpool stream. I didn't realize it was on 1, 2, and 3.
Your mic.
Your mic's kind of like sounding more.
Is it better now?
It's better now. Yes. There we go.
Okay. So I the only thing is I wish I would have saw it again. Thank you for doing the stream. I want to watch it again. I should watch them both again before the third one.
Yep.
And
now you have some time, because next week we'll do the second movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very great memories, especially seeing it with my wife.
Yes. All right. Oh, brother, what is up with these late people? The fifth person we have on the panel, Darkness Under the Wind. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. So, DL, I didn't know this was a. I didn't know you were a variant of Deadpool. When did you decide to reveal that?
This is a secret I had to keep from the world, because if I told too many people, it would have caused incursion, and I didn't want Doctor Strange to come knocking on my door.
Yeah, you didn't want him knocking on that door. That makes sense.
Yeah.
First off, how can you breathe under that mask, Deadpool?
So far, so good.
Okay. I don't want to see you pass out on stream. There'll be a clip
God.
out.
And I already told Bruce for this, and everybody in the chat. I have an air conditioner running in the background, so it's like I'm not like overheating too much.
Do you have any nostrils, nose holes?
Well, they're like the fabric is like light enough where I can still breathe through it somewhat. Like there's some holes in the eyes if you can't see very closely, and then
Okay, I can see them.
yeah,
I can barely see the holes.
good. That helps with the illusion. But anyway, let's move on to you, Darkness. Yes, we're going to have Bruce for me last because he's a hater. Anyway, Darkness out of the wind. Tell us, what did you think about the first Deadpool?
All right, so the first Deadpool. Oh God, that L.
Yes, that is for Lucifer.
Okay.
What? What I get it?
So, all right. So the first Deadpool movie, I thought it was pretty good. I must say. First thing I must say, Ryan Reynolds, perfect as Deadpool. He is a perfect casting choice for Deadpool. I was kind of a little hesitant at first, but then when I saw him, I'm like, okay, you know what? He's good as Deadpool. He is good. He plays a good role as the character. So I liked his performance. The first movie was pretty good, I must say. I like the origin, what they did with telling Wade's origin of how he became Deadpool, because that's something that I think a lot of people kind of forgot about. Because this movie did establish Deadpool as a big name character for a lot of people to be like, oh, I like that character. Like, a lot of people knew who he was in the comics, but he wasn't as popular as he is now, especially with Deadpool and Wolverine just a couple weeks away. So this was a good origin, and I definitely did like how this movie did. It showed Wade his determination of doing whatever it takes to fix his cancer, disease, or whatever he had, and how that came to backfire on him, and now he became this, in a way, not trying to take away what Matt Reeves took when it comes to his saying of his Batman being full of vengeance, but Deadpool was kind of full of vengeance in the movie, but then kind of toned it down just a little bit when his loved ones were at stake. So yeah, I really liked this movie. It was good. So yeah, that's pretty much what I gotta say about the movie. I thought it was pretty good, and I am very excited for the third Deadpool film and to see what's going to happen with him in the MCU with Deadpool and Wolverine. Just 2 weeks away, baby.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for waiting so patiently, Lucifer. Last but not least, we have the man himself. Tell us, what is your unfiltered opinions on the original Deadpool?
Lay it out, brother.
I don't even know why he's here.
I was invited.
Because I like differing opinions.
Hey,
he's a hater. He's a hater.
I'm actually going to turn in my MMA team card later tonight.
Wouldn't be the first.
What card?
My card. Team MMA
Is it
card.
green?
I'm done.
Team MMA card, huh?
Yes.
Is it green?
On the back of it says, "Show up late, show up late." For me, this movie was trash.
Oh boy.
It was like watching a combination of Van Wilder and his character from Waiting with the same tired jokes from Green Lantern.
Oh man.
It was just, the story was just like bad. Writing was bad. Even the editing was disjointed. It went from one scene to another without any explanation. Then they had Colossus, which you're praising. CGI looked so bad on Colossus.
Bullshit.
Oh,
it did look bad.
Yeah.
Come on, it looked bad.
No, it did not.
It did so. It looked so bad. I don't know what you guys were looking at. Maybe you need a new pair of eyes to see it better. But
how is a giant metal man supposed to look? You know what? No, I'll save that. I'll save that for later. Go ahead, continue.
I wanted practical effects.
So can you say the same? Can you say the same thing about Darkseid and CSGO?
I really didn't care for Darkseid.
What?
Okay.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I was waiting for that to pop
Let me
up.
eat my Subway, okay?
You know, it was a mid movie. It was just another generic comic book movie. That's all it was.
I'm triggered about Dark. How can you like DC so much and not like the Dark Side?
I didn't like the way he did Darkseid. What, Max? You're right.
I'm rethinking our friendship.
Did you just pee
Oh
yourself?
shit!
Were we really friends though?
We were.
I'm glad
We
you
were.
feel that
We
way.
were. We were till this stream.
Uh-oh.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Dark Side.
Oh.
That is my opinion of this and their bootleg X-Men they had in the movie. They couldn't even get Iceman in the movie. I know, 2 horrible C-level, D-level X-Men.
What the hell is even that?
All right. So, before we get into the conversation,
And
movie
just
did
because
you
a
watch?
movie makes $1 billion doesn't make it good. Just mean people are just stupid enough to go back and see it again.
I mean,
Okay,
you're right
Joe.
about that. That's how we got
Okay,
6
Joe.
Transformers sequels from Michael
Yes,
Bay.
Michael Bay destroyed the Transformers. I will
Oh.
stick with that.
That's
So
bullshit.
So I have a question for you, Bruce.
Go right ahead.
Comics wise, how do you feel about the Deadpool character?
I've never liked the Deadpool character.
That's the
Whoa!
problem.
He was oversaturated, overused in every single book in the 90s and 2000s. He served no purpose but comic relief, and even then, the writing for Deadpool was trash.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
I like Gwenpool better than Deadpool. Just saying.
You like Gwen?
Whoa!
Gwenpool. Let's go.
You're no. You're just trolling now.
Oh my
Can
god!
Can I save the stream real quick?
What we got? What you got? What you got?
Let me save the stream real quick, okay?
What
Before
you
we let me talk about the freaking production history. I did talk about it a little bit, but I like the fact. A fun fact: this movie cost $58 million.
Nobody likes
right?
Liefeld.
Hold on. Let me get this out of here. All right. This movie was cost $58 million, and then originally it was supposed to be $66 million. Fox slashed the budget by $8 million because there was a motorcycle chase originally be in the movie, but they don't have enough funds for that, so they slashed the budget. So they're like, okay, cut that off to the
I
script.
could tell.
Shut up. This is a positive stream. I'm kidding.
Is it? Is it?
Hey, really? Really? Have you been on DL's show before?
Hey! I'm not always
sorry.
negative. I am not always negative.
Well, at least he's honest.
Yes, I'm honest with my mind.
I've had the same opinion of Deadpool since I've been on YouTube. My opinion has not changed. Like the win, like some of Max's takes, but that's Max.
Woo!
No, he said this, and I've avoided talking about with him because I think he's completely wrong. And he's a DC fanboy, just like he's a Sony fanboy. You can't accept a great character like
you a
Deadpool.
Sony fanboy?
Yeah.
No, I'm a PC Master Race / Sony fanboy.
Yeah, that's true. That's accurate.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay. What I like, I like the fact that the movie does a good job with its budget, like 58 million. It does make it a little more expensive, especially with the helicarrier fight with the shit tumbling down. That looks. I like that. That sequence was cool.
Yeah, that was dope.
Some of my favorite lines in the movie is just the part where Deadpool comes in Blind Al's house, and then he puts on the Crocs. It's like, you need me a bigger masturbating shoes?
Yeah, today went as good as a sandpaper dildo.
I forgot one more thing.
Oh shit!
Before I knew who Gina Carano was, all I kept thinking in my head was, It's a man, baby. It's a man.
Oh,
hold on.
No.
Hold on. It's time for a Deadpool PSA. We here at Movie Mass Entertainment / IMDL do not condone making fun of women saying that they look like a man.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
She has a harder jawline than I do, and I have a nice jawline.
Gina was rocking in that movie.
She was.
So?
She actually was pretty good. She actually
was pretty good.
Beautiful too.
I know who Gina Carano. This was the second film I've seen from her. Previously was Fast 6, where she was. I only remember.
I'm only kidding about.
Oh, I know you're kidding. I remember she was in.
She was very beautiful in that movie.
Yeah, she was in.
Oh, a man, baby.
Yeah, this is the second film I've seen from her. Was Fast 6, where she played like the sidekick of The Rock's character, and then my only remembrance of her where she got harpooned by Michelle Rodriguez, like wrong team, bitch, and he pops out the plane. That's all I remember from her. And then with this is the second film with her, and then now she was in Mandalorian. She got cut off, but but in this, Gina Carano, she was fucking bad. She was hot. She was badass. She was kicking ass and shit. I love how she calls her Rosie O'Donnell.
That's angry Rosie O'Donnell.
That's angry Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, it's stuff like that, and the superhero landing stuff. Yeah, I liked her. They think they play their parts and all that good stuff. So
yes. To get back to the budget and the effects, because like I do agree, like yes, it's not perfect. Is it perfect CGI? No. I'll even say because they recreated the test footage car chase sequence. They recreated that, which I thought was still a very entertaining sequence how they did it. But even then, I could tell that looked almost like a video game cutscene. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really cool looking video game cutscene, but still, it looked a lot like that. And the helicarrier stuff, I agree. That was a really big like set piece. I didn't expect for them to even do that in this movie. And now I'm sorry, I gotta push back on it, Bruce Burr. Colossus looked really good in this. Like, I've seen some bad CGI characters. Colossus is not one of them. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you like big shiny pieces of shit on screen.
Okay, hold on. For the I'll say this. Hold on. For the budget that they had, okay, $58 million. You don't really think of having a giant CGI character on screen for like most of the time on like that they were shown most of the time. For the budget that they have is pretty impressive. Like, can you imagine that if it costs like $150 million, would that be more polished? Yeah, but for the budget, it's impressive that they did it. And honestly,
I'd be happy if my first film looked like that. Like, I'd be like, oh yeah, I actually put in effort.
Yeah, and you know, that's why I feel like I'll be honest, I think most studios, most movies should, if they want to cut costs, be like Deadpool and just not try to splurge a lot of money. That's a lot of problem.
You don't need $200 million for every comic book film.
I'm like, be like Deadpool. They know how to manage their money.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, okay, so let me get this on the record. Did you think the Colossus in the original X-Men films looked better than this Colossus?
I think they both look trash.
Okay, at least I can meet him halfway. Yeah. At least I can meet him halfway because I thought the original Colossus looked
trash. All right, did you like the Flash?
I love the first X-Men movie. I loved it. The rest of them after that, wonk wonk wonk.
Womp womp.
It's those early X-Men movies were bad.
They were not good.
Yeah, I love all of them. X-Men movies were definitely pretty bad, but hopefully, hey, in the MCU reboot, the X-Men characters really, truly get redeemed once we get them in the MCU.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
Hopefully
Especially
they
Hopefully
get
they from X-Men '97.
yeah, because X-Men '97 set a standard.
Yep,
So it's
it definitely redeemed the X-Men characters, and so I hope they took notes, and I hope at least we get at least a good chunk of characters from the team of X-Men '97 in the MCU. Hopefully.
We'll see. I wouldn't even mind if they started with the original.
I'm going to start a petition for Leslie Headland to handle all the X-Men movies going forward.
Oh boy.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say it again. I didn't quite hear it.
I might be okay with that. I don't know.
I want Leslie Headley to spearhead the X-Men movies in the MCU going forward. She knows how to tell a story. Direct one anyway.
Leslie Headland. I have to sit on that. I have to sit on it.
We just gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see with what they do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk more about Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, man. This is going to be solidified as with the perfect castings with the Robert Downey Jr.'s and the Hugh Jackmans and the Christopher Reeves, blah blah blah. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, man. I loved him in this movie. I thought it was absolutely great. And yes, was he playing himself? Did it feel like he was playing himself? Yes. But I think that fits for Deadpool's character. That's why it feels like it's perfect casting, because like their personalities I think just line up so good. And Ryan Reynolds is such a charismatic actor, and his comedic timing and his wit is so sharp in this. Like I pretty much love almost every improv thing he did in this movie, man. And like even there'll be lines that he says that you know the audience is thinking, but they won't say it out loud. He literally says some of that shit in the movie. So I was like, I'm so impressed with the dialogue in here, especially from him.
My favorite line. Well, there's many favorite lines. Just the part, the part where he lost his hand, then he tumbled in the apartment, and he just talks to Blind Owl. He says, "The cock thistle that turned this freak stealing from my arms today." Arm.
And then, dude, the scene with the baby hand, man. I like, dude. I bet it feels bigger in this hand. I'm like, oh my.
What I like his creative, I like characters that have very creative profanity, like that reason
Really?
Big Tits has it coming. Like
I see a creative profanity.
I will say this. I will tell you my favorite part of the movie. It was the first line of the end credits.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Speaking of credits, the opening credits of this movie is so freaking amazing. I love it. It's like the Lily panning in the slow motion during the freeway chase sequence, and you seeing Deadpool causing a whole bunch of anarchy in slow motion. It's like, and then the credits are just saying directed
by God's perfect gift or something. They're playing CGI character or
a CGI character produced
directed by
countless
overpaid
hats.
fools.
Yeah, paid by over.
And is playing Angels in the Morning in the background. Just like that's one of the. My audience was just laughing their ass off when
they
saw
were
that.
dying laughing in my theater, man.
Oh my goodness!
I loved how creative they were doing with that opening title sequence. That really set the tone for the rest of the movie, man. It's that type of stuff. Like, you guys know, I'm like a stiffler when it comes to humor. You know, I'm like, I don't laugh at everything that everyone else laughs at. This was one of the few, not only comic book movies, but just movies in general, where I was laughing through most of the movie. That doesn't usually happen for me. There
is a thing about some movies with humor and stuff. Like I get your point. There's a lot of movies, like movies that don't need humor, needed to have humor for whatever reason. It kind of feels forced. But in case with Deadpool, I'll even say this is one of my favorite comedies, if you want to call it added to that. Yeah,
You have no sense of humor. Wow.
Fuck you.
Look, man, look.
Well, What?
Humor is subjective, so it's like I take it or leave it. But as far as like you guys know, like around that time for me, when it came to humor in comic book films, especially in the MCU, there's a lot of times where I just roll my eyes or just face palm a lot of the times. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, like those are like some of the very few comic book films where I think they're legit funny. But like, and Deadpool, honestly, this is the type of humor that I would usually hate because this is lowbrow humor. It's like potty humor, talking about genitalia. This is the type of stuff that I would usually hate from other films. But
I don't like that. I like that shit.
I mean, yeah, there. I don't like dick jokes. I don't like fart jokes. I don't like low hanging fruit. It's just like, but like for some
Why do you
reason,
come to my channel then?
well, you try to be well. Actually, no, never mind.
I like raunchy.
There's a whole lot of.
You gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
You did not just have that drop. Oh my gosh.
I did.
No.
And let's play it again.
You gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Wow, that's the same thing Diddy said last year.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh my God. No.
Woo!
We do not condone what P. Diddy has done.
No, I wouldn't want to get into that. No.
Anyway,
No.
this is humor that I would usually hate, but for some reason Ryan Reynolds, I don't know if it's the writing, I don't know if it's the delivery, I don't know if it's like the dialogue, but for some reason all that stuff in the movie, for the most part, like I was laughing at. Like I would actually see this as probably being one of my favorite comedies because like this was legit a funny movie.
Speaking of funny, I don't know if you guys heard, but supposedly there's been a leak that's been going around of Deadpool and Wolverine, and it has to do with the intro. It has to do with the intro of the movie. And
I'll be careful.
No, I'm not gonna go into full detail, but let's just say you're probably gonna laugh.
This is a spoiler discussion. Why are we not getting into things?
Well, I'm just saying though, the intro of Deadpool and Wolverine, it's definitely gonna feel like a Deadpool takeover. Let's just say that, and that's in reference to NXT Takeover if you're a wrestling fan. So Deadpool Takeover, you'll know what it means when you see it.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back because we haven't really talked about Negasonic Teenage Warhead. She was fine.
Yeah, she was fine.
She's an X-Men character I don't really care about as much. I'll give a little bit with Lucifer. Like you could tell, they couldn't afford the more popular X-Men that we know. Like we're stuck with these two, which is fine. It's fine. And like even Deadpool made a joke when he went to the X Mansion, like, "Oh, it's funny that there's only two of you here. It's almost like the studio couldn't afford other X-Men."
Yep.
Yeah, that was funny.
I like before that when Negasonic Teenage Warhead opens the door, he goes, "Ripley for Alien 3."
He's like, "You are so old."
Big laugh.
What a coincidence, because I'm reviewing Alien 3 next week. Tune in for that. I am not excited to talk about it, but yeah, anyway.
Oh no, you're talking about the Alien franchise, huh?
I am. This I just reviewed Alien.
That. I have some thoughts.
Yeah, I just reviewed the first two, so if you haven't seen those, check out my channel. Shameless plugging right there. And now it's just gonna go downhill from here. But anyway, yeah, I like Negasonic's powers. Like she's just a walking nuke. I thought that was pretty cool. I wish she did more in the movie, but probably couldn't afford it because Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Okay. Good choice.
What the shit? That's the coolest name ever.
That is a very creative name. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, very creative indeed.
They could have just put Boom Boom in there. Just saying.
Boom boom.
Get out of here. There's no boom boom in here. But yeah, so she was fine. She's doing the typical emo teenager stuff. So yeah, it's fine.
I like her. I like her. I hope she gets more to do. I mean, I don't know. She's her and Colossus are kind of mostly in the sideline most of the time. But I mean, at least she got her action scene at the end. I mean, I like her powers too. It's like combustion explosion thing, and that effect looks cool.
Yep. Oh, you know what I like? You know what I like to see? You know what I like to see? She had a yellow X-Men costume. Look at that yellow X-Men costume. Screw you, Bryan Singer, with your black leather and crap. Now Colossus, he was wearing a similar like black-ish design like that the original X-Men costumes had, which I was like, I wish he could have wore the red and yellow suit, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. At least it didn't look like as ridiculous as the actual leather costumes from the older movies. Let's talk about Vanessa. Like I said,
I like her.
Vanessa.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
What the
surprised with how. Well, yeah, she's definitely fine. What's the actress's name? Hold on a minute.
Marina Baccarin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
yes.
Firefly back in the day too.
Yeah,
That's
Firefly.
how much I know this movie by heart by the actors. Marina Baccarin.
Now this is the first thing I've seen her in because I watched Firefly after this. And she's great in Firefly. But yeah, I loved her in this movie. I love the chemistry that she has with Ryan Reynolds because they're both psychotic people. That's what made it great. That they both were just insane people with tragic backstories, going through trauma, and like they're borderline psychopaths, and just like I don't know, just seeing these two crazy people falling in love, it was very endearing. Like I don't want to hear any more about Joker and Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad because that wasn't it. This is it. This is two insane people falling in love, and I know people are saying Joker for let a do, like whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes.
I like the funny lines where she came in, and then he goes, "What's a nice place like you doing a girl like this?"
I love that, man. And then the balls and holes.
Oh my goodness.
God.
So I saw this movie. Like I said, I was 16 when it came out. I was with my uncle. My uncle wanted to see it. His son, my cousin, he was 9 at the time. I think I told you this before, but I just want to reiterate. My cousin was 9 years old.
Oh
You
boy.
know, it took me, it was me, my uncle, and my cousin. The only time that I ever had to do anything, where I had to cover my cousin's eyes, was when those two were porking.
Throughout all
Is
the
that porking?
holidays.
Yes.
Porking.
Do you want me to say
You know, you actually say hitting.
forking.
She was hitting those cheeks at some point.
Throughout all the holidays.
Thanksgiving, Women's Day.
Oh my, the International
Yeah.
Women's Day. Oh my God.
At least they know what pegging is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw something. Kevin Feige had to explain to his team what pegging was. They didn't know.
Oh, they didn't know?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Those innocent people.
They
So
do. Yeah.
Confirmed. Kevin Feige's into pegging.
Oh my God, no, they're virgin ears. Oh gosh.
Well, hey, pegging is a new thing for me, friendo. But it is.
Wait until he has to explain. He has to explain
What does that mean,
Snowball
Blue
to them.
Jay?
It's a line from the trailer for Deadpool 3.
Oh boy. All I gotta say is,
Whoa.
Ashley, don't get any ideas. Anyway,
Oh,
moving
wow.
on.
Somebody
Oh,
said a Roman helmet. Roman
He's
helmet.
already wearing the costume.
Hey, Max, can you explain to the audience what a Roman helmet is?
I don't know. No.
You don't know?
No.
Oh
It's
boy.
a thing college guys do to each other. They wait for somebody to fall asleep, and they put their balls on their forehead and then put it on their nose, so it looks like a Roman
Oh
helmet.
boy.
How about no?
So,
You're not visiting me anymore. Never mind.
can we talk about the villain?
What?
Yeah,
I'm the
let's
only
talk-
one that should be afraid. Like,
Yeah, let's talk about Ajax, aka Francis.
All right, Ajax.
So once again, this actor,
Hi, I'm Ajax.
Ed Screen. This is the first thing I've seen him in as well. And then he went on to be in Alita Battle Angel and the fantastic Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2. And
oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought he was a solid villain. I liked him.
Yeah, he was pretty solid. He was pretty solid, I must say. Definitely a good villain, I'd say, for an origin film like this. So
yeah, like now he's not the most charismatic villain in the world, but as far as like his purpose in the story of like, you know, causing a rift in Deadpool's, you know, life, I think he served the purpose really, really well. It is a bit disappointing that, you know, Weapon X didn't really play much of a factor in here. If not, they don't really reference it that much, if not at all. That's probably the one thing I was like, man, that's a bummer. But
yeah, the more I think about it, it's like this is where his powers come to play, and they never really go back to that, which is a little. Not everything needs to be like further explored. I mean, it's a Deadpool movie. I mean, who cares? But
yeah,
it'll be kind of interesting to see how that would be more looked upon. But other than that, I like. It's funny how you call him Ajax because nobody really calls him that, but that's his comic book name. But people call him Francis. It's almost kind of funny. And he's named
Boogie 288's counterpart, Just Dance, gonna be okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's like they said that I think Deadpool was making fun of him calling himself Ajax, but he said that he named it after some bathroom soap or whatever. And
yes, that's literally what I was thinking. Yeah, I thought that was funny. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Now I don't care for Ajax in the comics either. So like he's really taking some, as Bruce said, taking some C-level, D-level X-Men characters and putting them in this movie. So which, you know, I respect him for doing that, you know, because Bryan Singer did do that.
He's one of those He's one of those villains. He's one of those C-list characters that pretty much gets famous because of a different interpretation of a movie. And Francis is one of those characters, but they don't call him Ajax. We call him Francis. Francis. Oh, Francis.
Francis. Where are you, Francis? As far as his mutant powers, like, oh, he can't feel pain, and he has some sort of superhuman strength and agility, which. Okay, sure, why not? Mutant genes. You don't know what you're gonna get.
I don't even know I forgot what his power is, that he doesn't feel anything, and then he apparently has super strength because he lifted that one guy, like he choked him and just lifted him up, and when he first appeared, I was like,
yeah,
okay. I mean, I feel like his powers are more like an afterthought than anything else.
Yeah, honestly. I want to talk more about Deadpool's disfigurement. Because that's probably one little nitpick that I had with it. Because, like,
I didn't really mind it, to be honest.
I mean
his face.
Yeah, because like they prettified his disfigurement. Because like if you look at his like him unmasked in the comics, I would turn my kids away too if people are watching the stream. I would turn away. But and also
it's more like the Toxic Avenger in the comic.
Yeah, but he looks like he would look like this in the comics, or he would look like this, or he would look like this.
To be fair, I mean,
and then he's so worried about that. That's not horrible. He's pretty.
That's like a really bad tan.
It's fine.
I mean, it's fine. It's like I don't think you could I mean,
Oh, dude! Don't do that! Don't do that!
What?
Max is a handsome man. Stop that.
Did you really just pull up his face like that? Oh my god!
What? Goodness. Never.
Wait, what?
Hi,
Max. I'm glad he's tuning in to the conversation. Love it.
Okay, but to be fair, I think like I think there was an article about an interview about him trying, it's like a challenge trying to make the face not too ugly, but ugly still ugly. Like people like to watch. That's I mean I still argue it's still an ugly looking face. I mean I don't think he might. The yellow eyes are I think look pretty silly, but either
I
or, it's
mean,
still.
this is the movie to be silly, right? Give him yellow eyes. Make him look like Freddy Krueger. Like, come on, why not?
But his eyes move in the mask. So that's also a thing.
Yeah, that's the cartoony thing. Like the eyes of the mask move. I'm like, okay, we'll go along with it. Why not?
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's just like with him making such a big deal that he's like so ugly and he's so disfigured. It's like there was that whole running thing that TJ was saying, like how ugly he was. Like he looks like an avocado had sex with another avocado, hard sex. Like they were going through a breakup and the only way to reconcile it is to. Like Jesus Christ! It's like you will die alone.
I just love.
Oh God, yeah, that was extreme. Like damn.
Damn. But it's like I'm just looking at him like I mean, I can look at him just fine. It's like the Phantom of the Opera movie too, because like at me being a theater kid, like they prettified the Phantom of the Opera in that movie too. I was like, you're not that disfigured. You're okay. It looks like a bland flesh wound. Like,
you know what would be funnier have you seen the movie Beastly with Vanessa
yes.
Hudgens?
Oh my God, no.
Dude, and like, oh yeah, they made me ugly. You have tattoos on your face.
Yeah, you just have really bad tattoos on your face. And
Even when I was young, when I saw commercials like that, he got tattoos. I see people who have tattoos on their face. It's like, you ugly. I'm a monster.
Like,
Hey, careful! I don't want to insult my audience.
wait, what?
Tattoos on their face.
What?
Oh, for the people that have tattoos on their face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, we'll have
don't
another.
know.
We'll have a hold on. We'll
I
have
wasn't going
another-
that far,
Oh,
but I was thinking
jeez.
about just the movie. But
Let's have another PSA. We here at MMB and IMD do not condone making fun of people with face tattoos. If that's what they want to do with their lives, all for it. Just hopefully you guys will be able to get a job where people won't be scared.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
that's
Oh, boy.
contradictory, though. But that's there you go.
Sorry, all you. What do you call them? Face tattoo people. I don't know.
People.
Where
They're
was
just
that?
people.
Where was
just-
that
You literally
that
contradicted everything. You literally just contradicted everything, Max. Oh my goodness. I'm going back to it.
Where was that G.I. Joe child safety council?
Sorry,
thing
Jared Leto.
for,
we're all
for
a
the
little
Catholic
damaged.
Church. I'm just saying. I'm stopping.
Wait. What'd you say, Birchburg?
Where was that G.I. Joe Children Council Safety PSA for the Catholic Church?
Oh,
I'm not touching that. I am not
God,
touching
no.
that. I am not touching that. We ain't talking about it here. We ain't talking about it. Resend.
All right, reset.
Anyway, well, what was I going to say? But yeah, so I really liked. Like I said, I really liked the romance between the two. And what I also liked is that even before he met Vanessa, like, yeah, he's like, I like that he's a bad guy, but he has a heart of gold. You know, I think that really helped to make him more of a sympathetic character. Where did Darkness Under the Wind go? Oh, I guess did he have to leave? Did he have to? Oh, he said be right back. Be right back. Okay, never mind. But yeah, so like I like that while he's like being an asshole, he's being very nasty with his quips and whatever, and he's brutally killing people. Like what really helped it from not making him a likable character is not only the romance, but actually making him not such a horrible person, because in the beginning when he was like scaring that one pizza guy because he was stalking those girls, whatever. So it's like that was crazy. The pineapple and olive the pizza thing.
Characters like that are very hard to write, to get done.
Yeah.
There's there are characters that are jerks but become likable characters. They're very difficult. If you don't write them too jerky, you might be unlikable. To make them less jerky, he might be coming off as not that way. But Deadpool, it's like Wade Wilson is that kind of middle ground where he's still an asshole, but he's that likable asshole.
Yeah.
But those kind of characters are very difficult to bring to life.
Yeah. And then on the superhero side, there's this whole debate going around in the comic book movie community of should superheroes kill or should superheroes not kill? Should Batman kill? Should Superman kill? Blah 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 blah. Wonder Woman kill? Blah blah blah. I like that Deadpool. Like, we're not even worried about that, And I like they're even poking fun at the fact that there's some superheroes that are just super goody two shoes and like don't believe in killing at all, even though it's necessary. Like, I know this is very contradictory because Superman is my favorite comic book character, but I just like that they were poking fun at some of the tropes that superheroes do have. Like, Colossus is being like much more of a Boy Scout in this than he usually is, and just being like, why does Deadpool not join X-Men? Like all that other stuff. So like that was fun stuff. I loved at the end when Deadpool was about to kill Francis, and then Colossus goes on this whole speech about being a hero, and then midway through his speech he just shoots Francis randomly, and then Colossus just barks at nowhere.
Why?
Why would you do that? It's like I said, it's almost like he knows what the audience is thinking at that point. It's like, this is such a cliche, corny speech he's giving. Why would Deadpool and then be like, yep?
It's like Deadpool, like the word, like Deadpool is like he's almost like a fish out of water. Like, what I mean, he's like he's an R-rated character in a PG-13 world. Colossus is the embodiment of that PG-13 shit. He's like, Deadpool's like, finish fucking her to fuck off. Language, suck a cock. Like, language, please. Just like, he's that squeaky clean type character, while Deadpool and everybody around him is just like very foul mouth, balls to the wall. It's just insane, crazy. It's just. That's what the Colossus character is, but eventually he'll get to that when we get to the second movie.
Second film is like, I prefer not to hit the women.
And then when she about to fight,
oh, he's like, fix your thing.
And then he gets punched in the
and then punches him in the nuts. I'm like, oh man, this is just great.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I have to head out. I gotta record with Renovision soon. So,
okay.
Thank you for having me.
Before you leave, give us your grade.
A 5.5.
5.5. So
I expected it to be a little lower, but I don't want to go that far.
I was expecting the D, to be honest. When I was talking. But, I'm glad he gave it at least. It's average.
I gave it a nice mid-range score.
At least you're nicer than him.
Yep. We appreciate you being on, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Hopefully, have you on Deadpool
see you guys
too.
later.
Yeah, see you soon. See you soon.
Okay.
Possibly. If I'm not with Max next week.
Oh, right. Got to figure out schedules.
Maybe.
There. All right.
After this review. Whoa, did he freeze? Oh, that was an amazing freeze. That was an amazing freeze.
So I'm gonna screenshot that and make that as a thumbnail.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Oh shit, that's funny.
But yeah, man. Anything else you guys want to bring up? I think we covered like the majority of it.
I love the soundtrack.
I want to watch it right now.
For sure. Oh yeah, the soundtrack's really, really good. Really liked it. Angel in the Morning, DMX. I want to shoot, baby. And then the Wham in there as well. I'm like, wow. They put out the oldies for this, and it's like very well placed.
I really like. I think like the soundtrack. I think ever since Guardians of the Galaxy, every movie is trying to play classic 80s, 90s music all the time. That's where I feel like it's like there's a lot of movies nowadays that plays a lot of classic 80s and 90s music. I mean, they're good. It's good music. No, like, don't get me wrong, but it's always the most overplayed kind of songs. And like, they play AC/DC songs in every single movie I've seen. Like a lot of classic, rock, 80s rock, 90s slow jam and stuff. I like that this movie has a different variety of songs. You got DMX, Angels in the Morning, George Michael, we got all that stuff, but they work in the movie. And even like the part where Deadpool got stabbed in the head, and then he sees Vanessa playing Chicago, like you're the inspiration. They're playing all these famous cartoon characters, and then he just goes, just doing this, just
doing this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that took me off guard in the theater.
Yeah, I think it's just always little stuff that like there's always like the stuff, like the action scenes are cool and all, but it's always little things like that. Yeah, little itchy eye there, buddy.
I do, and I want to scratch it so much, but I don't want to kill the illusion. I've gotten this far. I don't want to break it.
Would you go as far as make yourself like very disfigured as well?
No, that's too much effort, man. Like it was. I'm gonna put paint on myself over the hoodie, man. That's gonna.
Oh my goodness, that'll be a nightmare.
Big old mess.
I've always liked little stuff, like little scenes, like the part where he like Bob, like I would see his teacher on Fridays.
Oh, yeah.
Just random scenes like that, like Bob.
The killing montage, like that was funny too.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just a simple like I like personally for me when it comes to the Marvel movies, I like a more simple story versus a big cataclysmic plot line where this villain's got to take over the world before it's too late and stuff. I like the guy got his face fucked up. That's all it is. You guys go get the revenge on this guy, get his girl back. That's it. It's a simple story. And I like movies that are more simple. I mean, I always like the big stuff too, but a more smaller, more personal story like this is where I'm kind of at. Like more grounded. Well, like grounded is kind of.
I wouldn't say grounded, but like more of like because I don't know if I would call this like a ground. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Like it's grounded for now until you get the second film. But
right. It's more of an intimate story. It's not end of the world stakes.
Yeah, I would say this is more just a revenge film. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, I think the only other thing to talk about is the end credit scene, which there's not really is one because it's just Deadpool in a bathrobe being like, "You're still here.
Ferris
it's
Bueller.
Over." Oh, yeah, Ferris Bueller is pretty much copying off Ferris Bueller. It's like, oh, y'all were expecting a tease for Deadpool 2. Sorry, we don't have that kind of money. But you're expecting Samuel L. Jackson to show up in a leather jacket and an eye patch.
I swear, when watching the movie in the theater, everybody still sat in the theater because they know exactly there was going to be something coming up at the end because this is a Deadpool movie and it's a Marvel movie, but there's going to be something coming up at the end. And once he comes up and he's like, "Oh, the sequel? We're going to have Cable." People are clapping like, "Oh, like
yeah."
Like we don't know who the cast like Dolph Lundgren, Keira Knightley. She's got range.
I love that. And what I also appreciated, he had this little PSA in there being like, please make sure you pick up all your trash when you leave the theater. That's a total dick move. I appreciate him saying that.
But thank you.
As someone who works at the movie theater, it is so annoying.
There'll be still popcorn kernels on the floor, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna grab my drink, grab my empty popcorn, or grab my empty food, put it in the trash, or take my popcorn with me. Would you leave your shit all over the goddamn like look, these people they don't pay that much.
They don't
they don't pay that much.
Come on, man.
They don't pay them good money for this shit.
Didn't your parents raise you to clean up after yourself? Come on now. Well, if there isn't anything else you guys want to bring up, I think it is time to start closing things out and getting into grades. Sorry, Darkness. I don't know if he's gonna get back in time for it, but we'll get his grade at a later date. If he doesn't make it before then. But anyway, overall,
I'll impersonate him.
impersonate him. I
I
know
will-
how to impersonate him. Oh, you're going to do it?
I will give this. I'm not gonna do it.
That was so bad.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, darkness. I'm
so
sorry.
tough.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I can
Anyway.
impersonate Max. Hey, Max here. No. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
What the hell was that? You gonna make me mad again, Blue Jay? What the fudge was that? Hey, Max here. I don't sound like that.
I'm sorry.
What the hell is this?
I'm gonna get. You're gonna pass on that freaking honey as well. Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. I'm sorry.
I was in a good mood talking about Deadpool, getting my grade.
Sorry.
Trying to get a headache in this suit. But anyway.
I had to. I had a good day today. That's all.
Yeah, it's a great day. Overall, this movie's great. It's my favorite comic book films of all time. It's probably one of the best X-Men films. Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. He was amazing. He definitely redeemed the garbage that was X-Men Origins Wolverine. Loved the costume, loved his fight scenes, loved his witty banter, breaking the fourth wall. It was so great. The supporting characters were really good. Blind Al, T.J. Miller, Vanessa was a great love interest. Loved the love story in here. The action, the set pieces, the special effects actually looked really good for a $58 million budget. Other comic book movies should be looking at this film of learning how to manage a budget and making sure everything looks good despite not having a huge budget. You gotta look at stuff like this, man. It's great. This felt closer to what I would want to see from the X-Men universe. Oh, thank God, he's here in time. But yeah, this feels more in line with closer at least. It's not like pitch perfect, but this feels like it's made by people that actually like the X-Men, that actually appreciate the X-Men comics. And Tim Miller did a really good job in his directorial debut.
Hardcore fans, just like the creators of X-Men '97.
Absolutely. And I can't praise this movie enough. To this day, it's just, I could put this on anytime and just have a blast with it. So I will give the original Deadpool a solid A. Great movie. Just great. Max.
I love the way it came about, especially after we've seen Deadpool before this movie. I like the whole story behind it. The product, the movie was great. I don't want to just call. I think this is one of the first times I've been on your show where I'm giving it a perfect.
You giving it a masterpiece?
Masterpiece.
Woo!
Masterpiece. 10 out of 10. A+. I can't imagine a better Deadpool movie except for Deadpool Wolverine. And I got my tickets already.
Yep.
Me too.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a better one. I couldn't imagine. It surpassed my expectations when I saw it.
Awesome. Darkness.
All right. So I know I came back in a little too late. I apologize for that. There are things I have to take care of. But yeah, man. So Deadpool, the first Deadpool movie. I know I already mentioned this, but I'm gonna say it again. This was a pretty good movie, I must say. There were some things about the plot I actually will say were kind of a little like, oh, that's a little odd. Ooh, okay. But whatever, not too bad. But it was still enjoyable. This was still an enjoyable movie. I had a good time watching this. Like I said before, Ryan Reynolds is a perfect casting choice for Deadpool. He nailed it with the performance. Everyone that we saw in this movie did a good job in their respective roles. Gina Carano was actually pretty good, and I actually kind of didn't realize who she was at first, but then I'm like, who is she? And then I'm like, oh, Gina Carano. Oh, damn, wow, all right. So she did good. And the main villain was pretty solid. He was a good villain. Ajax / Francis, also known as Boogie 2988's counterpart. I'm just kidding. But
Too soon.
I'm kidding. But yeah, man. He was a good villain for an origin film like this. And yeah, man, I am very looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine. I am going to be seeing that on premiere night with my dad and a friend of his. And the day after it officially releases in theaters, it's going to be my birthday, actually.
Oh
so
my-
it's going to be a.
You got a birthday movie. The first one was my birthday movie. Oh my gosh, we're so lucky.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a good week. And good Marvel luck week for me with Deadpool, and then DC stuff is coming out with Creature Commandos and Batman Crusader. So yay!
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy about all that. I'm very excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. But anyway, back to this movie though. Good origin film. The way how they told the origin of Wade and how he turns to not trying to kind of take away from what Matt Reeves did with the Batman, which I considered a masterpiece, best superhero film of 2022. How Deadpool in a way kind of eases off from being vengeful and in a way has hope in his eyes after his loved one, his girlfriend, gets taken captive. So that was pretty all well done in this movie. So with all that said though, I'm going to be giving this movie, I'm going to be doing this out of 5 scale because out of 10 is just a little too complicated for me. So I'm giving this movie a 3 out of 5.
How do I go calculate? I'm trying to calculation.
I know it's kind of difficult. I'm sorry.
That
Yeah,
sure.
I'll do it. Yeah,
Or-
pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Great. All right. Blue Jay.
I have my camera, so I'm still laughing what I did.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I freaking this is one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, and honestly, this is the best comic book movie of 2016. This came out before BVS, Civil War, Suicide Squad, Doctor Strange.
Really, the best one.
Yes,
Actually, honestly, I would agree with them.
yeah,
I would-
yeah. This is the
Wow.
best. I've seen all of them, but out of all of them, to me, they're all good movies. Those are good. Or well, it's not BVS, but other than BVS, like yeah, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Deadpool is the best one of that year, and Adam. This was the first one out of the gate, and it was great. Freaking love this movie made. I've always liked Deadpool before this, but it made me love Deadpool. And I got shirt. I even had a mug of Deadpool's head. I'm looking at getting a pencil display where it's like poking out of his head and stuff, like he got shot with pencils. It's kind of funny. I'll show you that.
Speaking of, are you going to get the popcorn bucket?
Of course.
Oh, that would be cool.
Of course.
Oh man.
Oh,
You guys.
oh,
boy. I've always like I said, I've always I from a technical standpoint, I admire how they handle the budget being $58 million, and it came out the way it did, and it like even the script was good. Director, I mean, the fact that this is the first movie and it's good and it made the money, good on Tim Miller. I want to see him do work. I want to see him do more stuff. You know, Dark Fate was it was okay, but I want to see him do more things. I want to see Tim Miller doing more movies. The love story was good. I mean, there's really it's one of the movies where there's really nothing negative to say. Because this is a 10 out of 10. This is a
masterpiece.
Masterpiece. This is a masterpiece of a film, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait talking about Deadpool 2.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Deadpool 2. That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's gonna be one of those on the road to
Domino.
streams. So
Domino's
hey,
my favorite part of Deadpool 2. Spoilers.
Domino and Cable.
No, not Cable. Domino.
What do you mean you didn't like Cable? Oh,
Cable was okay, but I wanted the guy from Avatar to be Cable, Stephen Lang.
Stephen Lang?
Oh,
Yeah, that
I can see
everyone-
it.
I really want. There was a lot of people asking for that before he was cast.
Well,
Josh
he was
Brolin's
too busy
okay.
filming Avatar for 15 years.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
But yeah, that will be the next stream we'll be covering. Next week we will do a spoiler stream on Deadpool 2. So
alrighty, Deadpool 2, let's go!
Heck yeah. But those are our thoughts on Deadpool 1. Tell us, what did you guys think about it? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was okay? Comment your thoughts down below and let us know. I'd like to thank Brucifer from Kingdom of Nerds for joining.
I wouldn't. Screw you, Brucifer. Don't come back.
Regardless if your
Screw you.
Okay, no. Regardless if his opinions are ass, I appreciate seeing different perspectives.
Did you hear that, Bruce? He appreciates your ass opinions.
I do appreciate your ass opinions. It's very nice and round. Well, actually, in your case, it's kind of flat. But anyway, appreciate Max for joining with me, and Darkness Under the Wind, and Blue Jay. Oh my God, he actually shows his face on camera. Oh my goodness.
What's the occasion? Is it for me?
Obviously, it's for moi.
Okay.
But,
I'm on his stream, so it makes sense why I would.
Yes. Look at that handsome devil. Anyway.
The handsome devil himself has arrived.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But that's all we have for you. If you guys enjoyed this stream, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my channel.
Support him.
I am DL. Subscribe to Movie Madness Entertainment. Subscribe to Blue Cinema, Blue Jay's channel. Darkness, I don't know what he has. But
my YouTube channel is just called Darkness Under the Wind. If you look it up, that is where you will find me. Just look up my channel, Darkness Under the Wind, on YouTube. You will find it.
Yes, look up Darkness Under the Wind, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's all we have for you, Deadpool fans. Wow. And we will catch you guys next time. Talk to you guys later. I'm touching myself tonight.